Hey guys, I just want to let you know that if you hire QuickBooks to help you do your bookkeeping, uh, good luck, is all I'm saying. I am a QuickBooks Pro Advisor, a Platinum Pro Advisor. Okay, that means I'm very special, very bougie. I have been doing this for 23 years. I've had hundreds and hundreds of clients in QuickBooks Online. So I'm supposed to get the best of the best when I call and I'm having a problem. Okay, so I want to preface this with that piece of information. I log into a client's account to work on bank recons, and for whatever reason, it's out of balance by like $8,000, 8,000 some change. And normally there's a little function that says, "Oh, your statement is out of balance. Click here to so we can help you." So I click there. There's nothing. It doesn't tell me what happened. It doesn't tell me what changed, what could have possibly happened. I double checked. Our previous reconciliations all looked good. There was nothing weird with them. And then I search by the number, by the dollar amount, and nothing comes up. So for some reason, I search by the dollar amount, nothing comes up. I ask to be shown, nothing comes up. So I call QuickBooks and I say, "Hey, suddenly my bank account is off by this amount. Can you tell me what happened? Notice that these features aren't working. This dollar amount isn't searchable. Maybe it's multiple things." So the man tells me he can't help me, that there's no audit. He can't see an audit log either. There's nothing on the back end that he can tell me is wrong. And his solution, he says, "Well, I think, and this is after asking to be, I want somebody who can help. I want this to be escalated. I want a case opened for it because this is just random." And he says, I should do a journal entry to the bank account to credit the bank account and debit opening balance equity. Now, for anybody who knows anything about accounting, opening balance equity is not a real account. Opening balance equity is only an account that exists in software like QuickBooks Online, and it's basically a dumping account for the system to put stuff when you say sync a bank account or something like that, right? So if I sync a bank account and there's a balance in it, it puts the beginning balance in opening balance equity rather than where it belongs, like in retained earnings or something like that. And so again, this is not an account. This is not a real account. And this man is telling me to just plug an entry, just plug some numbers in QuickBooks that didn't happen to reconcile the account. That was his solution. Not only just plug numbers in to make it work, but plug numbers into an account that is not a real account. So if this guy is telling me to do this, imagine what they're telling you as the regular Joe Blow calling and asking for help. This is why I get so many projects, cleanup projects, a lot of them from QuickBooks, from people who hired QuickBooks Online. They basically give you the software for free. It's super discounted. And this is the reason why. Because they don't know how to use the software correctly. And here's the deal, guys. Turns out I stepped away from it, went back the next day. Somehow, all of a sudden, now that dollar amount is searchable. And it turns out it is a returned check. So a client paid one of our invoices and it was returned for non-sufficient funds. So it was a return payment. It just disappeared. Somehow it was just deleted. Just gone. Just gone. Somehow, randomly, just no longer there. So luckily, and here's the plug for me. I'm just going to tell you guys, this is why I Love Your Money is a cut above the rest. So once I was able to actually find the dollar amount and find what was wrong, It was a transaction from 2018. Okay, so something to be said for longevity. They've been a client of mine since long before that, for 10 years now. And so I actually had the bank statement from 2018 to go back and look at what happened. Because one of the big things we do that a lot of bookkeeping firms don't do is document retention. So most people don't take the time to save all their bills and their invoices and their bank statements, but we do. And the reason, and invoices and receipts, did I say that part already? Because whenever there's a problem, if you don't have a paper trail, you're kind of out of luck. And if you're ever audited, it becomes an absolute nightmare. And I think that's the benefit. I Love Your Money, I didn't just hang up my shingle. I didn't just take a QuickBooks online class and hang up my shingle. I did taxes and auditing first. I was a public accountant first. And I know what is required, right? So we basically, as general ledger accountants, we're responsible for making sure everything is perfect, because the bankers and the tax accountants and the lenders and the auditors, they use our work product. And so if what we do isn't good, nobody else can do anything good either. So, a little shameless plug for myself. But yeah, I just had to tell you guys that it's wild. And so the final thing I'll end with is, this is my piece of advice that I tell everybody with a lot of things, is best out of 3, rule of 3. If you call QuickBooks and they tell you how to fix something and it's clearly like not really a fix, say, okay, thank you for your time, hang up, call back, get another person and see what they have to say. Because every time you're going to get a different person in a different part of the country with a different skill set and a different set of management and a different management team. So you could get a different answer. And if the second time you still don't really like the answer, or it still sounds like bullcrap, call back a third time and see what they say. And that's my piece of advice that I share with the IRS. If you have to call the IRS, just plan to have to call them 3 times. Call once, get the answer. Call back a second time. If the second person says the same thing as the first person, then you're pretty reasonably assured that it's the right answer. If it's a different answer, call back a third time, split the difference. Okay? So that's my little my little rant for the day, guys. All right, have a good weekend.